Since inception in 2010, the Presidential Amnesty Office has facilitated the training of about 23,000 ex-agitators enlisted in the Presidential Amnesty Programme, both offshore and locally. But there still remains a sizable number yet untrained. On assumption of office as a coordinator of the program in March 2018, Professor Charles Kweka Dokubo, drawing from his rich background as an accomplished educationist and a researcher, was prompted to decode that the slow pace of training and reintegration of beneficiaries of the Amnesty Programme stem largely from the very high cost of placing delegates in privately owned training facilities. Poised to drastically cut cost of training at the same time fast-track the training and integration of several of the ex-agitators still on queue, Professor Dokubo resolved to complete and quickly activate all the Amnesty Office's vocational training centers that he met in several stages of incompletion and even abandonment. Given the stated imperative to expedite the training of ex-agitators at reasonable and competitive cost to the federal government, and in line with the vision of President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR to deepen peace, safety, and security in the Niger Delta, the Amnesty Office under Professor Dokubo has completed and activated Vocational Training Center in Agadagba, Ondo State, which offers training of ex-agitators in oil and gas basic skills. In attendance were Professor Charles Kweka Dokubo, Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator, Presidential Amnesty Programme, Senator Baba Kaka Bashiru, Vice Chairman, Niger Delta Committee, His Imperial Majesty Bere Zacchaeus Ebemu, the Agadagba of Arabo, Ijo Kingdom, Honorable Stephanus Jiang, Member, Niger Delta Committee, Deputy Governor, Ondo State, Abola Ajayi, Oba Oguwusi Adeyeye Ojaja II, Oni of Ile-Ife, Honorable Mike Omobenyi, Member, Niger Delta Committee, Honorable Kolade Akinjo, Member, Niger Delta Committee, and others. In his welcome address, Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator, Presidential Amnesty Programme, Professor Charles Kweka Dokubo described the facility as the fulfillment of another promise made to the people of Niger Delta by President Muhammadu Buhari, and thanked all invited guests and leaders of the host community for making out time in their busy schedules to partake in the joy of commissioning the Vocational Training Center in Agadagba, Ondo State. Other invited dignitaries were also present to give their goodwill messages.
I am exceedingly grateful to you for making out time in your very busy schedule to be here to share in the joy of the landmark commissioning and full activation of the Presidential Amnesty Programme, programs oil and gas, basic skill, vocational training center. Today we are gathered here to celebrate another promise that has been ably kept by our forthright, incorruptible leader, President Muhammadu Buhari. Like many of us here may recall, when the president assumed office in May 2015, he was immediately inundated with calls to abruptly terminate the Amnesty Programme. To achieve their aims, all names were given to the program, from ineffective to being corrupt. But being a safe man, like he has always been, he kept aside and looked beyond such criticisms and allowed this program, sponsor and support it to this present state. So we have to thank the president for have kept this program on, and even stronger. Made it very clear to the management team at the Amnesty office that during my time as the chief executive of the program, approval will not be given to training of any of our delegates at vocational training facilities outside this country. It is a waste of resources at a time when all hands are on deck for our own development. I also saw in the handover notes left for me by my predecessors that since 2012, the Amnesty Office has embarked on the construction of its own vocational training centers across the states in the Niger Delta. I met 5 such centers in several stages of abandonment. Other than the one we are commissioned to be here in Agadagba, the others are sited in Kayama in Bayelsa, Obama in River State, Bomadi in Delta, and Gelegele in Ondo State. It is my candid view that with the speedy completion and activation of these vocational training centers, the training of these ex-agitators still awaiting reintegration will be fast-tracked at highly reduced cost to the federal government. Let me place on record that we are able to achieve all this because of the staunch and unalloyed support President Muhammadu Buhari had given the Presidential Amnesty Programme and the Niger Delta people as a whole. Let's look at the building here. This building has been well situated with drive-ins and exits. You have a sick bay, technical rooms. You have the gas installed the classrooms, well fitted and furnished. For me, this is the standard order training and vocational center should adopt. If it is not up to this, then we are not going to accept it. We are going to train our people in the best institutions, well maintained, well equipped. Then and only then can we say that we have a place to make them a great people looking for jobs and getting jobs at the same time. I know that the President has promised. Members of the House, of both houses, have also spoken that training of this nature should only lay the foundation for us. I thank you very much for giving us this place and for the government for supporting the building of this program. Thank you very much.
Senator Babakaka Bashiru, Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Niger Delta, in his goodwill message commended the Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator, Presidential Amnesty Programme, Professor Charles Dokubo, for his proactiveness in keeping to the mandate of the Amnesty Programme and for his prudent management of funds allocated to the program.
I am actually speaking on behalf of the Senate Committee on Niger Delta, being the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Niger Delta. The Presidential Amnesty Programme, which was established in the year 2008, has had 4 chief executives for special advisors since establishment. Of all the 4, I can confidently say that the present coordinator has been very proactive and eager to realize the mandate of the organization. By this I mean he always broke lines with the National Assembly in coming up with activities. Last year, the committee recommended 65 billion naira, which was passed in the year 2018. it as appropriation to the committee. No wonder when we visited his office, he was able to bring a report to us which encapsulated so many achievements done within the period in the Niger Delta. We are very proud of him. The coordinator has demonstrated that he has nothing to hide by always seeking to synergize with the National Assembly and indeed with the entire stakeholders to achieve set objectives. We are very proud of the special advisor and his hard-working team. Thank you very much for your attention.
Honorable Estefanus Chiang, in his remarks on behalf of the House of Reps Committee on Niger Delta, commended the late President Yaradua, who responded to the youth agitation in the Niger Delta in a constructive and creative way. He also said that the National Assembly have supported the initiative with appropriation and funding and are very glad that the sound created is attracting the needed value.
I want to start these remarks by saying that the conception and backing of the Presidential Amnesty Programme must be credited to the late President Yaradua, who responded to the youth agitation in the Niger Delta in a very constructive and creative way. The program adopted the strategy of not just providing fish for the ex-agitators, but better still in teaching them how to fish. The how to fish component of this program deploy resources in training our youths to empower them with skills and capacity in oil and gas. This is intended to profitably engage them in the oil industry, which is one of the foremost industries in our nation. We in the National Assembly have supported the initiative with appropriate appropriation and funding. We are therefore glad today that the funds appropriated are attracting the needed value addition as we have seen in this place. We want to congratulate this community for maintaining peace. We want to congratulate the ex-agitators for yielding to this very program and project. And we want to say that very soon the nation will be celebrating you, and nations across the globe will be celebrating the products of this center. God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
His Imperial Majesty Pere Zacchaeus Egbemu, the Agadagba of Arobo Ijo Kingdom, in his address, promised that he and his chiefs will protect the program and ensure that the facilities were not vandalized.
But I'm elated to be in this place today and to witness this august occasion of the commissioning of this program. The first time I was brought here was sometime I think in June, immediately after my traditional installation by IC people who were the protocol suitor site. This place was then under construction. But I'm surprised to see this very beautiful form that we are now commissioning today. As the traditional ruler of this kingdom, I and my chief will protect this program and will ensure that this program and this facilities in this program are not vandalized. I don't want to cross your... I thank the president, I thank all those who are present here for this program, and I believe that by the grace of God, we will protect this program in this kingdom. Thank you and God bless you.
Also, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Abola Ajayi, in his remarks, appreciated the Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator Presidential Amnesty Programme, Professor Charles Dokubo, for keeping to the vision and intention of the Presidential Amnesty Programme and commended him for the work done so far.
Prof, I must at this junction first appreciate you, sir, for keeping to the vision and what do I call it, the intention of the initiator of the Presidential Amnesty Programme. I thank you, not because you are here, but you have shown to everybody that you are really a professor. I want to commend you for doing that. All the ongoing programs that you met on board when you came in, you are not just following them, but you make sure that you finish all the program and see the success of the programs. I want to commend you for that. The government of President Muhammadu Buhari has come not just to see to the continuity of the program, but to also further strengthen the institution. That is why you are seeing today that he did not abandon the ongoing projects of this very center. Senator Sophie, Professor Charles, complete this skill center so that we can have more of our people to be trained there. I must commend the President and continue to pray that God Almighty will be with him. Once again, I apologize to everybody for coming late, and I thank you for this celebration. I congratulate Amnesty Programme. Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
And finally, the Oni of Ile-Ife, Oba Ogunwusi Adeyeye II of Ojaja Kingdom, in an interview, said that he was very proud to be associated with this initiative and he was ready to support the program.
We will live to enjoy the good things of our youth. So I'm here to support them and for them to continue to do good things.
Thereafter, to round up the event, the Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator, Presidential Amnesty Programme, led the entourage of dignitaries in attendance on the tour of the world-class facilities of the Vocational Training Center.
Gigantic project like this in place in my local government, and honestly, I must commend President Muhammadu Buhari for providing all this facility and also the initiator of the Presidential Amnesty Programme. My assessment, my summary is that our people should exploit this opportunity. They shouldn't play with it, and we should guide it and take it as our project, so that we can take over the oil industry as already planned by the initiator and Professor Charles Dokubo. Honestly, it's a wonderful thing, and I commend you for this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.